All right, we are back on the Andre Duke Show with Carter Smith. We got Richie in today, and Carter is producing the show. Rich, how we doing, man?
Hey, we're doing good, Duke. How about you? It's
Oh,
Friday Eve, man.
can't complain at all. Just getting ready for this football palooza weekend. I don't think it gets much better than that, but this week we've had some games on during the week. Um, we had Troy, South Alabama. South Alabama. It was the battle for the belt. Uh, I know a lot of people probably didn't watch that, but I was intrigued by South Alabama,
By
Troy,
what way, as you say, intrigued?
because it's the battle for the belt. Because
The
they're
Bible
both
Belt?
no, they're both Sun Belt teams, and then
Yeah, no.
they got that trophy. So, um, and I think this is the first time South Alabama's won the belt since 2000 or 2018. That was the last time they beat Troy
That
uh,
is a drought.
Troy's had a good run of coaches. The last few years they had John Summerall there, which he's at Tulane now. He went 22-4 at his time in at Troy, so there wasn't much losing going on there.
No, it wasn't. Sounds like it. Pretty
And
good.
the, and then I was watching Kennesaw State, Middle Tennessee had the multi-view going. Kennesaw State had a couple of chances late to possibly pop back into that game. Couldn't get it done. It was a it was a big a big drive, and Middle Tennessee got some late first downs to seal the game. It was just Kennesaw State in search of their first uh, FCS win um, this year. So I think they might get one eventually, but nobody wants to be that first one per se. And then Louisiana Tech taking on New Mexico State. That was your double overtime thriller. The people in Ruston, brokenhearted, or well, it wasn't in Ruston, it was in New Mexico. But the fans of Louisiana Tech and Ruston, Louisiana, were heartbroken to lose in a double overtime thriller. Stayed up and watched it all.
Jeez, how are you awake? How are you functioning today, man?
Oh, a little caffeine, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and we'll persevere. And then last night, uh, we had Western Kentucky taking on Sam Houston. Western Kentucky goes on a bit of a run late, pulls away, ends up winning 31-14. Side note, Sam Houston has the least amount of NIL out of all major Division One programs, unless somebody comes over. Uh, and then the other game you had going on with the UTEP Miners taking on the FIU Panthers. FIU had been struggling as of late. UTEP was over going forward, so um, UTEP ends up getting off the schneid, and here we are. They end up winning 30-21. Uh, UTEP's or not UTEP, but Florida International ended up playing like their third string quarterback. They got down to him. Starter got injured in the first quarter. The backup played second and third quarter and went out for a drive in the third. Couldn't go. They ended up playing the third string guy and had a chance to win it late and just couldn't get it done. I believe they had 3 second half interceptions, which was a wild.
Sounds like a body bag game from way back in the '90s in the on Monday night with the Redskins. They had put Brian Mitchell in at quarterback.
Yes, yes. And then that leads us all the way into tonight. Uh, we have Georgia State, a Sun Belt battle. Georgia State taking on the Marshall Thundering Herd. The Zach Smith Marshall Thundering Herd. Side note. I know this per sources. When Zach coached at Marshall, he had a subpar mover help him move. Per sources, I heard that was Carter was duped into going to Huntington, West Virginia, and Zach paid him in Tudor's biscuits. So
great compensation for his younger brother. Great compensation.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
I'll bribe you with some food.
Yeah, I believe he took him to Tudor's biscuits afterwards. Per sources, can't divulge who the source was, but that's what I heard. Per sources, and then we have the Boston College. The Boston College, I believe they're the Golden Eagles. Boston College Golden Eagles. They're in Blacksburg, taking on Virginia Tech Hokies. They played Inter Sandman before the game. We were watching the teams come out. It is rocking in.
They are rocking and rolling, wearing the orange unis with the white hats on. Those jerseys are looking crisp.
Yeah,
I like those. It's very clean, very simple. I like it. I like it a lot.
The Hokies, in that script, the script lettering, pretty good stuff there. Lane Stadium. I don't know if it's a sellout tonight, but they have they got it rolling for tonight. So, and then that leads us into tonight and the Friday night matchups. For the people out there that don't know, the Friday night matchups are Florida State taking on Duke. We got Oregon at Purdue, Oklahoma State at BYU, Fresno State at Nevada.
What time's that Oregon game?
Oregon, it's on Fox, 8 p.m. kickoff.
Oh, thank God I'll be back from dinner for taking my wife out for her birthday. Special shout out to my wife, Kelsey. Today's her birthday. She's the big 3-5. Just wanted to make that known. My wife's the greatest. She takes care of our girls. Hardworking mom. Just wanted to throw that out there. Happy birthday, babe. Love ya. We'll celebrate even more tomorrow night when I take you out to Papa Bear's for whatever the hell you want.
Well, good for her. Congratulations on your birthday, Kelsey. The next thing we got rolling here is I'm trying to think of that restaurant we went to in Y-Town, Station Square. Shout out Station Square. They had the veal tortellini.
Ooh, veal tortellini.
Yeah, it was veal
That's
tortellini.
Really good.
Yeah, and I believe it was served with the garlic butter sauce. Good stuff.
Man.
So, had a little bit of that when I was up into your neck of the woods up there in Y-Town. It's a little bit of a jaunt for you, but sometime you get up there. Sometime you get up there, check out Station Square. They did a really good job. I went up there whenever I met up with the Scoop, so some of the people from Buckeye Scoop at the golf outing, and we had dinner there the night before. Great. A lot of people bag on Y-Town, but it didn't bother me too much. But with that being said, we'll dive into these Friday night games real quick. Rich, Florida State Duke, who you liking there?
Man, right, Duke. I mean, Florida State's just dog shit this year. I mean, fall from grace from last year. Like, it's very disheartening because I have a couple friends that are Florida State fans. I know one friend of mine, she's an alum. I think she's kind of just like turned off completely by football season with just how Florida State has gone from being undefeated and almost on the cusp of the playoffs from last year and this year. They're just absolute dog shit. It's pathetic. So I'm going with the Blue Devils, man.
Yeah, I think I like Duke in that matchup. We will leave the big game for last. Let's roll to the later window. Fresno State, Nevada. Anything on that one?
Fresno State, just because they played Oregon tough, I think they have I think they'll give Nevada, I think they'll blow them out. I'm saying like 42-3.
Oh, you think it's going to be a big blowout on
I think it's gonna be
Fresno?
a huge blowout.
Even though Fresno's on the road?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah. We'll have to see. Sometimes, Fresno State being in the valley, it is it's an interesting time, traveling to Nevada. Nevada has been, it's a staple in the Mountain West, and for years it's been where Boise State or the top Mountain West team goes to die for the longest time. Another big one. Kickoff is at 10:15 for this BYU Oklahoma State.
Oh, BYU. They've been playing outstanding this year so far. I like their quarterback, Mike Gundy and the Cowboys. They're just a shell of what they used to be. I don't think they put up a fighting chance out in BYU.
Provo.
Provo, yeah, it wasn't named Provo.
BYU's got the most. Side note: BYU's got the most expensive tickets for Friday night games. They're only as low as $42 can get you into BYU.
That's a cheap date night right there. $42.
But if you were in driving distance of Nevada, they got them as low as $9, and I think that is going to be a freezer of a game. because I think it was when SMU was out there, like week 2 or 3, them dudes from SMU were already wearing coats.
Oh man, I'm not ready. I am not ready for the cold weather. It's freezing right now up my way. We got the heat on blasting because it's cold.
Oh, it's not cold. It's not cold yet.
I think it is. I think anything below 85 is cold. That's just me.
Yeah, I can see that. And then we have rolling in the last game, Dan Landing and the Oregon Ducks pick up, board a plane, probably had to fly into Indianapolis. Probably can't fly into West Lafayette with a charter jet like they have.
No, you'd be parked on somebody's front lawn if that happened.
But regardless, the number 2 Oregon Ducks.
I mean, I think my gut's telling me they're going to come in with an upset, or Purdue's going to upset them. They're number 2 team playing at night at West Lafayette. Purdue's had some recent history with beating some top 2 teams at night in West Lafayette. I feel like they're going to be wanting to prove something to the Big Ten and to the nation that these guys, they can stick with anybody. I mean, they took Illinois down to the wire last year in overtime. They were getting the crap kicked out of them last week against Illinois. Managed to come back, put that game into overtime, went for 2 and missed it. They had it right there to beat Illinois and upset the Illinois last week, which was a fantastic game. That game was I couldn't believe it, what was going on. Like I said, Purdue was just getting railroaded by Illinois, and all of a sudden they came back. I turned it on late before the Ohio State game, and it was a thriller. So I don't know. I kind of like the upset with the Boilermakers. Boiler up.
Purdue is a 28.5 point dog. which is funny because nobody gave Northern Illinois a chance against Notre Dame, and they were also a 20 half point underdogs as well. Carter shaking his head in the background, not real thrilled with me, but I just wanted to point that out. He gets a little upset whenever I bring up that loss.
Shit, I would be too, Duke. Losing to a
But
MAC team like that, losing $2 million at home.
oh, I can imagine. Some people, but that's the Sun Belt and the MAC have gotten 2 wins in the last 4 years over Notre Dame. So, um, but also it had to be par for the course. Carter making a suggestive hand motion, but but all is not lost. There are some great games on Saturday before we roll to the graphic. Um, we got Clemson in Virginia in that, and Clemson is probably one of my favorite bets of the weekend rolling into this. Clemson is minus.
Taking the over.
Oh, I like Clemson at home against Virginia minus 20.5. I don't think that's enough points for Virginia. And we'll keep rolling in the ACC. A very interesting noon game has the potential of being weird. Mario Cristobal and the Fighting Cristobal's Air Cristobal travels to Louisville, or Louisville, as some people would like to call it, at L&M Federal Credit Union Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky. They are traveling on, taking on the Birds. Who you like?
I like Miami in that one. Cam Ward's just been electric this year. I think they'll go in there, they'll come out with a win. It could be a lot to a little.
Miami is -5.
Still taking a lot to a little. 42-17.
In our current action we got going on right now, Marshall up 18-0 on Georgia State, and then Virginia Tech has a 7-0 lead on Boston College. But moving on, we're hitting some of these minor games here. Thoughts on Auburn, Missouri?
Auburn, Missouri. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. What's your think? What's your thoughts?
Auburn, Missouri. Missouri's been struggling here lately.
Yeah. After their coach bragged about a big win last year against Ohio State, they've been having a tough time this year.
And I'm not 100% sure what this game opened up at, but it's down to 4. Something tells me I kind of like Auburn and Hugh to come in there and get it done.
I mean, that's what I was thinking too. Duke was Auburn. I just don't think Missouri can. I just don't think they can do it. I just don't see them. You know, they've been struggling with some teams all year, and I just don't. I think Auburn. Can't even talk. Auburn is the more physical team, I think, up front with them.
Well, because not Auburn, but Missouri is a couple bounces of the ball away from being
19. They're getting bounced out of the top 25.
Yeah, because they got lucky against Vandy and they got lucky against Boston College. Couple of difference of the balls bouncing. A couple balls bounce a different way, and you're staring right smack dab at Missouri being 3-3, and then they get blown out by Texas A&M. So Give me the Auburn Tigers in the points is what I like in that matchup.
I would agree with that one.
And then Carter being behind the scenes here has got a graphic for the uh, most watched games this year, and we'll run through that real quick once it pops up. Carter's producing the show today behind the scenes. Shout out to him. He was out fat catting it in lasagna style. Okay, with this graphic up, any shockers there? Oregon,
No,
Ohio State, over 10 million people watching that.
no shocker there. I mean, that was the game of the year. Hands down, that was the game of the year.
Yeah, I can't agree more. OU Texas, I can't believe that drew 7-6. The Alabama South Carolina, I'm not shocked because a lot of the Alabama fans were definitely trying to tune in to see what they got there. And then interesting matchup. The Penn State USC game was interesting.
So I'm a little intrigued by that number with Penn State at USC. I thought that would be a close second beneath Ohio State because that's really Penn State's first time in a long time playing at USC during the season.
Yeah,
It was another classic matchup going back and forth with that game. Going into overtime. I lost my train of thought for a minute. Shit.
it's the old school Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
It had that Rose Bowl, but early in the season. I mean,
it all
that's the new Big Ten though. I mean, we got something we'll have to, everybody will have to get used to seeing, Penn State or Purdue playing at USC or USC coming to Ohio State. It's just something. It's going to take a little bit of time to get used to. But I thought that was one hell of a game. I am just surprised that not that many. That's fourth on the list.
Yeah, and then we keep sliding down the list. Ole Miss at LSU did a 4-2, which that was a great game, by the way. Almost 5 hours of it, but I didn't know if how much of that last week you got to see, but it
I didn't
was
get to see. I didn't get to see. I think at halftime for the Ohio State game, I tuned in real quick to see what was going on. I think LSU just scored. It was like 17-13. And I think that's when Ohio State was coming back out on the field. And I didn't get a chance to watch that.
Nussmeier looked, I thought, he didn't look great in the first half, but the LSU came storming back, and here is an interesting stat for this weekend that some folks pointed out on MPW Digital. Brian Kelly is 0 after a home win. Then they go on the road afterwards against the spread. He's 0 and he's favored this weekend. So I don't know. I might sprinkle a little bit on Sam Pittman and the Hogs. That might be the
battle for the Golden Boot.
Yes. And then we keep going down the list. We have Kansas State, Colorado. I watched a lot of that. Breaking news: Aaron Judge, Stanton, back-to-back homers in the 8th inning. Indians take the lead on the Guardians.
That's the same team, dude.
If anybody is listening or caring out there, but
so the Indians are playing the Guardians,
or not the Indians, the Yankees. Sorry, Yankees.
Is one of your favorite Yankees is Spanky?
No, definitely not. Probably more up along the lines of our producer. He is back there punching air. He is not real thrilled. The Yankees are up right now. Um, we got some scuffling going on. Virginia Tech taking a 14-0 lead on BC. Really strange out of BC tonight.
Oh shit! Sorry.
But
Damn,
back
sorry, folks.
back to the list here. We are currently looking at, Tennessee, Georgia did big numbers too. Um, Realistically, whenever you kind of break this down, you had almost 17 million people viewing college football for one time slot. You had Ohio State, Michigan kicked at 7:30. For some reason, Ole Miss, LSU kicked at 7:45, and then Tennessee, Florida, I believe, kicked it right around 7:30 as well. And the Iowa Hawkeyes back on the list. Iowa ends up with 2.4 million people watching that. I didn't think there was that many people in Iowa. I didn't know Washington had that big of a fan base, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's a shocker, right there. Were they running like the split beer out of Iowa last weekend? I mean, they still have yet to discover the forward pass yet.
Yes. And then um, we'll roll to the next graphic. Do you know where Big Noon Kickoff is going to be this weekend, Richie?
Isn't it going to be in Indiana?
Yes, Big Noon Kickoff. I believe when Carter gets it pulled up, this is the flyer for it. Big Noon Kickoff for everybody that is in the southern Indiana area that wants to go. They're going to be on the South Lawn, I do believe. We have the Fightin' Kirk Signettis taking on the Fightin' Matt Rules. Who you liking this one, Richie?
I like it. I like Indiana, man. They have shocked a lot of people's expectations this current football season. I like what Signetti is doing with them. They're a tough competitive football team, and I think they're going to come out on top. But also Raiola and the Cornhuskers rules starting to turn that program around in his short tenure right now this season. Since Scott Frost got kicked to the curb and canned for his highway robbery with Nebraska, it's going to be an electric game. I feel like you got two good solid quarterbacks. The ex Ohio State commit Raiola playing for his dad's alma mater.
Yeah, his dad and
Yeah,
uncle
his
went.
dad. But isn't his uncle coaching there too?
Yeah, I think all the Rayolas went to Nebraska, to be honest.
So it'll be a good matchup. It'll be a good game. Probably one of the key underrated games I think for this weekend is Nebraska and Indiana.
Um, it is sold out. I did see that Signetti put something on Twitter that it is sold out.
When was the last time an Indiana game was ever sold out? You live in Indiana. You got the factoid on that one?
It would have to be one of the years that Ohio State or Michigan came. It would have to be. It would have to be one of them two.
Yeah.
The last time I don't think Indiana in my lifetime has not been ranked.
I've never seen them ranked.
On the short things on my bingo card is Army, Navy, Indiana, all undefeated. If you had that on your bingo card, good luck to you, sir.
Somebody's got that volume 3 of that sports almanac.
Michael Vick is getting interviewed. Michael Vick is on the sideline at Virginia Tech. Really, really kind of shocked by that. ESPN would interview him, but
it's ESPN.
Yeah, we shall see. And then the last graphic, so we can get Carter freed up so he can watch watch the Tribe take on the Yanks. Is the undefeated teams that are left we got in college football.
Shit, man. Sorry, folks. I'm going to be yawning. It's just been a long day.
Is there any big time shockers that you see on that list that, before the season that we're going to jump out to a 6-0 start?
Pitt, for one, and the service academies. Those are the three that I am still. And well, I take that back. Indiana, Navy, Army, and Pitt.
I'm gonna go outside of the obvious ones. I'm gonna go Miami because I think Miami has escaped with a few victories that they probably have not 100% gotten right. They got a lot of help. Virginia Tech being one of them. Virginia Tech and Cal, they skate by the hair of their chins. So, and I would also have to agree with you on Pitt on that one. Iowa State maybe, but Matt Campbell's been building that program up for the last couple of years. So I don't think that that is a far fetched one. And Penn State doing Penn State things. Liberty, we'll have to see. I think they get beat by. They got a big game coming up in Conference USA, and I think Liberty possibly is on upset alert. That's just my opinion, but we shall see.
Liberty. I'm not.
I know you don't get into Group of Five like I get into Group of Five. Not a lot of people do, but I do enjoy some Group of Five matchups every now and then. So that's where we're at. Those are the
We're gonna be kicking off here a lot soon from the Superdome, or was it the RCA Dome?
No, Superdome. It's
Superdome.
the Caesars or Mercedes Dome now. I can't remember.
They changed the damn name so many times. I can't keep them straight.
But yeah, with that being said, we're about 32 minutes into this. Everybody out there watching, if you could hit the like and subscribe button and help us grow this show. We've been this is our second week of putting content out 5 days a week, so we are just trying to grow the platform, grow the show. We got Richie out helping us tonight, and then we also have Carter behind the scenes producing the show. He's got lasagna all over the keyboard, but he's doing a fine job back there. And Carter and Richie do a lot for this platform, so we're just trying to help it grow. If you can hit the like and subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications so you can be notified whenever we go live, that helps us big time. But thanks everybody.
So I just saw the graphic for the Thursday night game. There's another white corner starting in the NFL. His name Mike Roth. He's number 21 for Denver.
Oh, who is the Thursday night game?
Denver Broncos and the New Orleans Saints.
Spencer Rattler taking on Bo Nix.
Ah, jeez, Spencer Rattler.
So you mean to tell me
I still can't stand that kid from watching him on QB1. That kid.
Okay.
So cocky and arrogant.
Let's just unpack this. Carter, put in the chat if you agree. So you mean to tell me, as the NFL, the best product that you can roll out on Thursday night off a short week is two rookie quarterbacks that Spencer Rattler, unlikable, and the other guy, Bo Nix, that the people of Auburn, Alabama chased him out of town. They were like, good, he's gone. This is the quarterback matchup. And every team on Thursday night also struggles to score points. This is the best we have. And I already know. I'll ask Carter tomorrow. Hey, did you watch that Thursday night game? Nope. Not at all. Guarantee you.
There's a couple Buckeyes playing for Denver as Baron Browning and shit. Who else was there? Yo, Jonathan Cooper. We got two Buckeyes playing at linebacker tonight. And plus, they're going against the Saints, so I'm rooting for the Broncos to beat the Saints. So I can't stand those pricks. I can't. Cam Jordan, that guy, he has not done anything for the last couple of years. He talks so much shit about Tampa Bay, and still he hasn't gotten. He doesn't have a ring. Tampa's won the NFC South the last 4 years. He's been sitting at home washing his tights like Batman.
Yeah, I it's really rough for me that I know but the NFL's got to kind of put a better product out in my opinion on Thursday night because
I just think it's too much right now. These guys, I mean, it's a short week to prepare. These guys aren't fully recovered. They play a game Sunday. They got to turn around, come and play a game on Thursday. These guys aren't rejuvenated to play to go another game, and then they're it's tough on them. I necessarily don't like it. Yes, it's football, but back now I'm speaking on because I'm old as shit. Back in my day, Thursday there was maybe one or two Thursday nights a year on ESPN. I remember growing up watching Tampa Bay and Detroit play on a Thursday night, and that was maybe middle of October, maybe just once. But these Thursday night games, it's these guys aren't at full speed. They're not fully recovered. And I that's why the games haven't been that great versus a Sunday or a Monday night game.
well, because I remember when they first were rolling out Thursday night football on NFL Network, it was like 4 weeks of it, I believe.
Yeah.
It was like 4 or 6 weeks of it, and then every team that played on Thursday had a bye the following week,
Yeah.
or it was it was whenever you had the short week, there was an incentive behind it. Well, now that we have Thursday night football every week, um, the NFL has done things that I've disagreed with. The two Monday night games. Why are we doing that? I get it. It's Monday night football, but
The thing is, the highlight of your week was to play on Monday. One team was going to be featured on Monday night.
it's not even they don't even do that anymore. They put
Mm-mm.
how many like the Chiefs got what 3 Monday night games and 2 Sunday night games.
Yeah.
That's like they put the Steelers in prime time. They put the Steelers in prime time 5 nights a year because they give them one Thursday game, one Monday night, one or two Monday night games, and then the rest are Sunday night football. And it's just like they're not warranted to be there. When they had Roethlisberger, when things were humming, yeah, you can throw them there, but nobody wants to show up to watch Justin Fields versus Deshaun Watson in a loser leave town match on Monday Night Football. That's not, uh, you know,
And the Monday night doubleheaders, that was maybe week one, week two, if that. These Monday night doubleheaders, it doesn't have the same aura, the same feel, the same pizzazz, the excitement as it did in years past. To me, it's stupid. They're getting really greedy. I mean, yes, football is king in the great old USA, but they need to be smarter with, I think, with their scheduling. It's scheduling has gotten way out of hand with these Thursday night games weekly, the double Monday night headers. It's it's ridiculous. Now if they go to Friday, aren't they going to have Friday night games too? They have week one was Friday night with Green Bay and Philly, right?
yeah, they're starting
Yeah.
to test the stuff on
Yeah.
for
See, now they're getting it's getting oversaturated.
I me personally, I don't even like the college games on Friday night.
Right. I agree
Um,
with that too.
because Friday night is reserved for high school football, in my opinion. Uh, I just, for me, I would much rather watch college football at this point than the NFL. I just I can't really get into it. Like Spencer Radler, Bo Nix on, and I don't think Bo is a bad quarterback, and I don't think Spencer's a bad quarterback, but like if you're going to, try to sell me a primetime matchup, I want Mahomes versus Justin Herbert.
Yeah. Mahomes, Herbert, or
It
Josh
just
Allen on Thursday night. Something that's going to make it pop, draw more people on. This is the battle of the reserves, really, if you think about it.
And it just and it's nothing against Bo Nix and those guys. They just don't move the needle enough,
No,
in my
not
opinion.
not yet, at least. I mean, he did look like the next John Elway against Tampa a couple weeks ago, which pissed me off, but that's neither here nor there. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I mean, Sean Payton returns back to New Orleans to see if he can get it done against his old team.
you think they'll boo him?
I don't think they'll boo him. I think he got a warm greeting, and Drew Brees is in town tonight. He ran out on the field that I saw. Um, so I don't know. The Saints they've taken 4 L's in a row after they were getting bragged about with scoring 41 points a game, and Tampa laid the hammer on them. Oh, here's that shitbird, Cam Jordan. Um, 51 points on him last week. So I just don't see it. I don't think the Saints will be. They'll probably be a 4-13 team. Alvin Kamara's getting old. All their Shaheed and Olave are out, so it's gonna be They have 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, they got a
They
bunch
got
of
like
Buckeyes.
they got 7 guys out tonight. Warner's out. Ruiz, Taysom Hill. I can't stand him. Rashid
See,
Shaheed, Olave, and Carr. They're all out.
see, Richie, you get comments like this whenever you talk about a guy's golf game because he was also in the parking lot again last week, definitely practicing his swing in the parking lot, and I think he shot like an 89 on the front nine. So he'll never he'll never admit to it. I'm a far superior golfer than he is in every way, and I have a pair of generic clubs. I would probably go out there and you know wipe the floor with him. Guardians down 3-4, headed to the ninth. We just got an update here. I
Shout
don't.
out Blake. Thank you for the update.
Yes, Blake. Thank you. So here's another football game I wanted to ask you about. There is a big game going on in Perry Stadium in Bowling Green, Ohio. The Kent State Golden Flash are traveling to Bowling Green, Ohio to take on the mighty Iziggy Zumba Falcons.
Go Flashes! Oh, they'll probably get whooped.
They are
Losses.
20 and a half point dogs. Is
Oh, sad for my alma mater.
Rich, it's not looking good. What is the feeling, since you're an alumni, you got some sort of an inside track at Kent State. Are we looking to turn that place around, or what's going on up there?
Man, I've maybe gone to maybe 1 or 2 Kent State football games when I was up there. I went to more basketball games than football games because their basketball team was elite
Yeah, the
with with
basketball is
Antonio
good.
Gates. I remember watching Antonio Gates play. My first Kent game I went to was with my dad. It was my sophomore year, end of February, playing Marshall, and the place was packed. And I was like, shit, I really want to go. Like it was just cool, just the atmosphere. And as soon as Dad and we pulled up, and I saw the rec center, I'm like, wow, I was like amazed by it. And they went on that year that they went on the Elite Eight run? Yeah, I think it was the Elite Eight. It was that year when they went to the Elite Eight, and I was just the atmosphere in a small time MAC school playing, watching basketball there was amazing. Now football, on the other hand, Elliman was there when I was there. He's my age, and he actually dated one of the girls I went to school with. Um, Elliman was good at quarterback over there. They were a decent team.
Yeah, I was trying to run through the Kent State alums. Was James Harrison there at the same time as Edelman?
No, I don't think he was there. I just think Edelman, Cribbs was there. Cribbs was there my freshman year because I went to a game up there with a kid from high school. We went up there, and we went to that game. I think Kent lost. I can't remember. It was 20 years ago. But football, football's different up there compared to basketball.
Yeah, it seems like at Kent State they take the basketball program a little bit more serious.
Hmm.
There's a couple. Actually, there is a big time game rolling on. Toledo, Northern Illinois. Toledo at Northern Illinois. That
Tonight?
that no, that's Saturday, 3:30 kick.
Ooh. Oh, I love Mac football. It is fun to watch, especially this time of year, like on random Wednesday night, Tuesday night. It's always fun to watch those schools play.
Uh, who you like in that one, Northern or Toledo?
I like Northern just because they beat Notre Dame and they shocked the world. Sorry, Carter.
Yeah, almost done here. I'll do the show reset real quick. If you're watching out there on Twitter, come on over to YouTube and join the conversation. We got several people in here tonight asking questions, making funny comments, but it all helps if you um, hop in on the YouTube side of things and get the chat moving and growing. It it helps us kick us up the algorithm, and we are getting there. We're trying to grow this show, but any
Bo
little
Nix
bit.
was Bo Nix was just getting chased down by the Predator, Chase Young.
Oh no, that's not good.
Almost, he rolled out and threw it. I think the wideout slipped, so it's third and 10
Uh,
now.
Boston College 83-yard rushing touchdown. They are up 21. They're going to be up 21-7 on uh on Boston College. The kid running off the field was giving the belt to ass celebration dance. Um, if anything, this year in college football has taught me there is a second half, so just temper those comments.
Yeah, pump the brakes a little bit.
Pump the brakes. Real quick, while we got the last couple minutes here, Rich.
Oh, that was a terrible throw.
We will switch gears and talk about some of the NFL matchups because we know Carter will be totally locked into baseball after college football. He is, and when you're a Browns fan, I know it's tough sledding.
Thoughts and prayers to Carter.
Yes, he might end up in the Clorox aisle if they keep playing Deshaun Watson.
They got to start the Cleveland Crab King. They just have to. There's
Yeah,
no when it's bad enough when it's awful when your leading touchdown scorer of your football team's the defensive back.
and then that and that you trade Amari Cooper for Chico stick and string cheese for basically a little of nothing. Carter set the laptop down. He took off on us. He's
You don't want to hear the blasphemy, but it's the truth, Carter. It's the truth. They stink.
yes, the Browns stink out loud. London game. 1-5 Patriots taking on the 1-5 Jags. Any thoughts there? Are you
Oh,
getting up at 9:30 in the morning to
oh,
watch?
I'll be up. The girls will have me up. I'll be up. Yeah, I'll be watching it. I'll definitely be watching it, getting ready for the Sunday games. I'd like to see Trevor Lawrence maybe get them over the hump. Try to get that win out
It's
there in London. But Doug Peterson, man, I don't know. He
it's
just
kind
rubs me the wrong way.
it's kind of do or die, isn't it, for the Jaguars? Because if they
Oh, I
lose
would.
this, it's over.
Season's a
the
wrap.
The Patriots aren't. They're not really trending anywhere fast. So I think it's a rough game to say the least. We'll just go through these rapid fire style. Um, Seahawks Falcons. Who you liking?
I'm liking the Seahawks in that one. Uh, I just hope DK can put up some numbers for my fantasy team this weekend. I took the dub last week. Seahawks are playing tough. I mean they're better than what they are with their record. Gino's playing. He's having a good season. I don't think the Falcons can sustain their momentum all season long. They celebrated 2 weeks ago their win against Tampa, like they won the Super Bowl off that walk-off touchdown, which was that game should never have gone into overtime. One, two, they Tampa couldn't cover their wideouts worth of shit, playing 10, 15 yards off the ball. So and they're in an interdivision rival. So I'm rooting against them because I want my Bucks to be sitting on top of the division come Monday night when they play the Ravens.
So one of the last matchups, I'll get the microphone up here so everybody can hear me. There is a huge matchup taking place at 1:00 at Huntington Bank Field between the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. The Browns coming into this matchup, they are 0-2 at home, 1-5 on the season. Cincinnati is 2-1 on the road, 2-4 for the year. I think it should be a loser leave town match is what we have going on.
Browns will have to relocate somewhere to like London. Call them the silly nannies.
I know Joe Burrow plays bad. It's the battle
Yes.
for Ohio. Joe Burrow
Battle
plays
for Ohio.
bad against the Browns.
He does. He has a unfortunate track record against the Clownies. So,
are you going to be tailgating in the driveway for this?
No, I will never tailgate at a Browns game. Ooh, I almost picked that. No, I will not be up there. I will be sitting at home on my couch in my sweats, watching 4 games at once, and watching, at least watching the Battle of Ohio. I'm rooting for the Bengals because they got Joe Burrow, former Miss Ohio from 2014. I like the Bengals in that matchup.
So, I don't know if we have any Colts fans watching. The guy that makes the song, I'm fascinated by that this is our Colts guy. Very fascinating, interesting.
I think that guy still lives with his mom and dad.
He's a unique individual.
Good for him. Good for him. He's got more balls than I do to make a song every week about my team. He's worth of shit, but hey, more power to him for putting himself out there.
Yeah, just a little cringe every now and then. The Colts are 3-3 taking on the Fish, the Miami Dolphins. This is my opinion. Joe Flacco starts, Colts win. We are trending in the wrong direction if we are Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts. One of the more intriguing games that we have here. The Philadelphia Eagles travel up the road to the Meadowlands to take on the New York Football Giants. What are your thoughts on that? Is Sirianni? I think he's on the hot seat.
I think he's on the hot seat too.
Nobody in Philadelphia wants to admit to it. Howie Roseman or whoever's making the decisions up there nobody is admitting hot seat talk at all. So I think we're on the hot seat. Definitely if we lose.
Definitely on the hot seat after they were going, last year losing 6 straight, even and in the playoffs getting shit kicked in against Tampa. If anybody doesn't know, I am a Tampa Bay Bucks fan through and through. Been a Bucks fan since 97 or 98. I think if he loses this one, I think he's definitely, his seat's going to be getting turned up just a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so. I think it might be a foregone conclusion. Dayball out possibly at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I don't know how Joe Shane's gonna solve it unless they rip off some wins. But I mean, I think Brian Daboll's a good football coach. I could definitely see Brian Dable ending up in Buffalo, as Coach JB has said. Him and Josh Allen reunited. Um, I could definitely see that. Dable took the Giants job that hasn't had much to work with. I had, a lot of people want to dump on Daniel Jones. Don't think there's been a lot to work with there. And then some of the 4 o'clock interesting matchups we got rolling in the NFL. The Las Vegas Raiders travel to Inglewood, California to take on the 1-4 LA Rams.
Rams. That's gonna be another boring game, I think. Vegas hasn't really been. I thought they'd be better this year since they had their guy Antonio Pierce as head coach. Promoted him from last year after McDaniels got fired. I thought he maybe would get a little bit of momentum. I mean, I don't even know who's starting quarterback. Is it Aiden O'Connell starting quarterback, or who's starting quarterback this week?
Believe it's O'Connell.
Is it O'Connell?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna. I hope he doesn't lose the locker room. I don't know if that was the distraction with Devontae. The internal stuff going on behind the scenes that we didn't know about.
Hey, maybe it's a addition by subtraction. You got rid of a guy and they come out and play well.
That could happen. That could happen for them. They could go in there, take out, make the Rams 1-5 or 1-6. Was 1-5? Yeah, 1-5. So, I think McVay might be playing, coaching for his job too. But he's also rumored that he's wanting to retire at 39, 38. Well, no, he's my age, 38. So
he was a MAC guy. He played receiver at the MAC.
He went to Miami.
Yeah, so he's naturally smart, way smarter than me or you.
Also, fun fact: the Football Hall of Fame, they just announced his grandpa to be part of the seniors list for the upcoming 2025 class.
Oh yeah, that is right. You got some connections at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We're getting ready to close it out real quick, Rich. I think we got a rematch of the Super Bowl, and then we have Jets Steelers. If the Steelers start Russ on Sunday night, I don't know if it's been announced yet, but I haven't really looked. But if they start Russ, I'm not watching a game the rest of the year.
What a shame. You benched Justin Fields when you're going at 4-2. I mean, I don't think that was Tomlin's decision. That had to have been.
I think it's. Well, I don't think Dan makes any of those football decisions. I think it's Omar Khan, and I know my guy Barton knows those guys a little bit. I will send Barton a text message to say, what does Omar Khan need to see a fat old guy in the pocket to make sure he cannot play? But anyway,
yeah, I don't understand that benching of Justin. I don't get it. I'm not in favor for it because the kid's been playing. He's been playing relatively well this year, getting them to 4-2. I mean, people said he couldn't do anything in Chicago. Well, he didn't have any help. Now he's in Pittsburgh and he's with one of the premier franchises in the NFL. And you're going to bench his ass for what? For Russell Wilson, Mr. Incredible? Like, give me a break. Russell Wilson is past his prime. I wouldn't have entertained it if it were me. I would have put my foot down and be like, no, we're rolling with Justin. He's been getting us wins. This is who we need to roll with. We need to stick with the hot hand right now.
Because realistically, what I want them to do is because the fans will go wild because it's going to be Sunday night. Let's say they start Russ and Russ is like 5 for 15 with 32 yards and a pick. The fans will probably start throwing stuff on the field.
Oh, they probably will. I don't blame them.
And
as much I don't like the Steelers for what Justin has been doing all year. Yeah, I mean they have every right to be.
It's it's like the Smith brothers quarterback scale. It's like you got you'll have Carter and then you'll have Colin, Russ and Justin. two big um epic opposite ends of the spectrum. But yeah, I wasn't really gonna elaborate or talk about the Russ stuff all week because it's dominating Pittsburgh radio, every Steelers podcast. It is what it is. Tomlin is gonna make the decision that he seems fit. But yeah, like I've said, it's the Smith brothers quarterback pendulum here. It's on one hand you got Carter that plays like Russ, and then you have Colin that plays like Justin.
Right.
Whatever you look at it, just a superior athlete.
Yeah.
So
I know. I think Colin was all state one year. You can make it rain anywhere.
oh really? I didn't know that. I mean,
I don't know, I'm just pulling shit out of my ass. I don't know.
yeah. So I got a chuckle out of Carter back there. He was definitely laughing. Well, we got Marshall, Georgia State getting ready to go to halftime. Somebody call somebody. The Virginia Tech Hokies are destroying Boston College. I thought BC would have a better showing than that tonight on prime time. Bill O'Brien, after he went in yeah, the private chat, what Carter put in there. Oh man, I guess somebody was keeping score with the Tubs. So, but with that being said, somebody call law enforcement. Virginia Tech is beating the snot out of Boston College. So that is where we're at. Rich, we've just breached the hour mark. Everybody out there watching, thanks. Richie, you got any big announcements going on up there at the Pro Football Hall of Fame that anybody should know about?
Don Shula's will be closing at the end of the year, and they're putting in a new restaurant. I forget what it's called. Shula's was one of my. It was only been open for a year, but I think there's other things that made them decide to cease their partnership with the Hall of Fame Village. We got some big high school football games coming up in Stark County. McKinley, I think McKinley plays Jackson. Massillon will probably play the Little Sisters of the Poor. I know my Crusaders play. Who is it? Lake? Oh, I gotta look. I don't know if it's Joe Jaravicious' team. I think it's a Elyria Catholic. Let me look.
Yeah, I think.
Lake Minor Catholic, the alma mater of former Tampa Bay Buccaneer wide receiver Joe Jaravicious. Their Central's 4-4 right now. They've come off. They've won 2 out of the last 3. They were starting off the season. They got railroaded against Perry week 1 against Barton's Panthers, which I knew was going to be over at halftime. Perry's always tough. I gotta check the other matchups. I know the big one in Stark County is the Central Aquinas game for us small time folk, but big game next Saturday is that Massillon McKinley game.
Are you going? Are you going
to Massillon McKinley?
Yes.
I will never step foot in Massillon Stadium.
Come on, man. You gotta go. It's a big game.
The first Massillon McKinley game I ever went to was my buddy's son played 8th grade football. 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago. I went and watched them play. That was my first Massillon McKinley game.
Come on, man.
It's always Central Aquinas in my house. It's the Holy War in Stark County. So,
all right. Before we Boston College better figure it out on offense, or else Bill O'Brien's going to have a holy war in the locker room. But with that being said, it's been a great show tonight. Thanks everybody for watching. Carter producing, even though he's been eating Tudor's biscuits behind the scenes, and he's breathing in a paper bag currently about the Indians. What's going on with that?
Somebody get his inhaler. Ooh, Rattler just got destroyed.
So
Oh, that was beautiful.
so yeah, Bill O'Brien is he's trying to put out the fire there. Hopefully Boston College can bounce back. I'm not an ultimate BC hater. I was a Bill O'Brien hater at the beginning, but he's starting to win me over with the way BC's been playing. So, but not looking good tonight. But with that being said, everybody hit the like and subscribe button. I'm Andre, that's Richie, and Carter is producing. Everybody have a good night. And me and Carter are going to be coming back to you live tomorrow, I believe, at 9:30 in the morning in the AM, because Carter has some business engagements and going on. Andy also has a big time meeting with Tudor's Biscuits, I believe, working on something there, hopefully.
Try and get us. We're trying to get them to sponsor us.
Yeah,
Biscuits.
yeah, I'm pretty sure Carter knows the guy at Tudor's Biscuits. So,
Yeah.
but with that being said, we'll go ahead and end the show there in number 11. Just work on your golf swing, buddy. It'll be all right. Work on the golf swing.
I think Duke's a Lakers fan too.
All right, that's the end of the show.
Got him.
Peace.
Peace,
Hold
everybody.
on.
Thanks for watching.